the fuel prices are affected by the global issues, including the war in Ukraine and other issues. That is why we are saying we should find solutions, but we should not attack or constrain or corner the poor Kenyans from all quarters. We've cornered them on the tax quarters. We are cornering them because they're already cornered, and maybe the government may not have the buffer necessary for because of the fuel prices. But the fuel prices have not increased as much in these last 3 months as we have seen them increase on the pumps. I think that's a reality we can check. But they have increased, and it's a reality. But is there a way we can give a space for the Kenyan to breathe? That is what we're asking, space for the poor Kenyan to breathe. And so we must look for how can we juggle this puzzle in order that the poor Kenyan is not absolutely asphyxiated. And that is where we are going. An asphyxiation of the Kenyan by the economy in all ways. We must look and discuss how can we release, how can we give a space for him to survive and have food on the table. That we address the whole issue of energy and fuel and electricity. It is something that is also now affecting the issue of the cost of living. It's very unfortunate that we have witnessed the increase of the cost of fuel just yesterday. It is going to have ripple effect, terrible ripple effect to the traveling of our common man, especially the boda, the matatu. All the fares are going to change. It's going to affect the prices of commodities. It's going to affect the possibilities of even reaching out in the service we are offering people. And those who are already constrained are really going to be constrained further. We need a discussion. We really need a discussion about whether this is what we want to do with especially our poorest, where the increase in the wages are not in any way comparable to the astronomical increase. You could say exponential increase in the price of fuel and commodity, and we're speaking about fuel and electricity. If those two increase and we're not increasing what we support our people, we are actually strangling the life of our Kenyans. And it's mainly the poor who are going to suffer. Is this the line we want to follow? We want to find solutions. We want to join hands with government, with other NGOs, so as to see where we can find a solution. And that's why we keep saying we need discussions. These things don't need a one unilateral decisions. We need to see how can we buffer, how can we temper a little bit the effects of these huge increases. We keep appealing. Surely there must be other solutions beyond pushing and demanding extra from what does not exist amongst the poor. There must be ways we can cater. For example, kerosene has increased by 33 shillings. It's the poor who use kerosene. The rich don't use kerosene. Surely we could have done it a little bit differently. The plight of the poor should not be just the lip service, word, rhetoric. We must really concern ourselves. How do we make sure that the poor who is carried by a boda or a matatu does not now lack food on the table because it's too expensive to go to work? Because while we are easily allowing increase of salaries to people who already are earning a lot, we are not really increasing the income level and welfare of the people who are earning very little, the workers. We are appealing to all those concerns, all the stakeholders, including ourselves as faith-based and faith leaders. Can we do something and really stop to think about the plight of the very poor? Energy is everything.